Okay, here we are in Reaper, and I wanted to show you how I build my bass tracks up and how I use the bass rider. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like a compressor, but it doesn't give you that compressor sound where it gets too squishy sometimes. So it's a really cool plugin. So what I was doing here before was this was a playthrough that my bass player did, and basically we do videos where we play our parts through the studio version of the song. Our drummer started doing it, and then me and the bass player decided to start doing them. So it's basically us showing our solo parts in each song, what we're doing. So this is what this project was. So I'm going to use this as an example. So let's. This is the song. It's called Nightmares. This is 3 Points of Madness. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to solo our bass here. This is the take that I'm going to use. There's two takes here. And I'm going to start building up my effects. And I usually start with the bass rider. So let's find that guy. Okay, bass rider mono. Here we go. There's a bunch of different presets here. My bass player uses extended range basses, and it definitely is all over the place. Really deep lows and then guitar-like highs. So, and this thing is great. Here's without it. It's pretty much a compressor, but it's definitely a little different in my opinion. Here we go. Fast Player, I think, is the one that I'm going to use on this project. Let's hear it without. It definitely smooths it out. Okay, and I'm going to add my EQ in here. Okay, that's slamming the EQ, so I'm going to bring this down a little bit. There we go. That's not too bad. Okay, and what do I want? This API EQ is great. It's one of my favorites for bass and guitar. It definitely has some color to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the lows out on this track, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. This is a Conklin 9-string bass. Okay, I like that. Okay, what I do too is I still use a compressor besides the bass rider. So I'm gonna go to my go-to CLA 2A for bass. It's one of my favorites. And I don't want to slam it, but yeah, a little bit more. Okay, I like that. Okay, and now I'm going to show you why I backed off the lows on this one too. Check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this track. Let's see. First pace, duplicate track. Okay. Let's get that volume down on that. Okay, now we're going to open up the duplicated track, and I'm going to keep all these effects in here with it, and I'm going to add another one of my favorite things. What I like to do is I make clones all the time of tracks. I'll do it with band packers recordings where I don't have 2 or 3 lines to work with. It's limited on what we have because we're not in a studio there. We just have a couple little recorders we use. Sometimes I will do something like this to build up a track, and what I want to do is put low air on it. There we go. Okay, let's let's solo that track. And I'm gonna create a sub track. Check that out, huh? Now, we'll keep that real low in the mix and add it in. Alright, let's go back a little here. So that's without it. I'm going to pop it in. And see how it just fills it out in that bottom end a little bit. Pretty cool. I like to do the same thing on my bass drums. And sometimes I'll clone a snare and create like a bottom of a snare. I'll probably do that in another video. But I like what we got going here. Let's mix in the track. Now remember, this is a playthrough video, so what I'm doing on this particular tune is I'm actually adding Ron's bass playing over the existing track, because I'm adding it over the existing track because this is for a video where he's demonstrating his bass line, and I didn't have access to the original track to pop the bass out, so I decided to just record the bass over the existing track for his playthrough video, and just so you can hear his bass more pronounced. Pretty cool. And that's how I do it, folks. This is how I fatten up my bass tracks using the bass rider from Waves and Low Air, two of my favorite plugins. The band is 3 Points of Madness. Pretty cool. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. There'll be lots more coming soon.